Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Remind me to do that. I'm in Zoom 8 hours a day, and I forget which ones I'm recording. Um, so on these group projects, you sign up for them in the area on your computer that says people. And I'm just going to go ahead and, since we're going to all this, to share the screen here. Let me go ahead and show what that's look like with you, so you can kind of get an idea of that. And we'll share that screen, so hopefully you can see this a little bit. When you go into your course, you should see a large number of announcements this week. That will go down to 3 a week by week 3. But these first 2 weeks, there's just a lot of information to get across everybody. Please take the time to kind of skim through it. The software stuff, there's a lot. And just to kind of reinstate how much there is in getting all that in there. And if you miss some of these, like it's already starting to roll forward, you can always click here on announcements, and you won't see them all, but you just see here, you can see everything that's posted. So if you miss one, just click on announcements and that'll take you there. Right now I'm showing the latest 11, and that's where this came up here, is we're now moving into week 2, technically. So Wednesdays are the midweek. You'll know you're in the middle of the week because I'll put a spiritual thought there for you. Usually it's there to kind of give you a little push to get through the hard part of it. On your home page, you can navigate here to each week. So week 1 through 14. Week 14 is only 3 days. Very, very short week. It's the end of the semester. Student resources are here if you need help with finding the help desk, submitting assignments, wording Canvas, just a good resource for you. But for these groups, you then click on the people option right here. And this will take you into everybody that's in the course. It'll take a while to load up. And you have these 2 tabs at the top. So the first one is small groups and segments participants. This is in week 12. Week 12 is when you need to sign up for this one, but you can sign up early. So here's how we're gonna do this. You click on the small group activity, and you'll see groups based on Monday mornings and the time of day. And this one's already filled up. You would find your name and you slide it over to the one you want and you drop it in there. And that's as simple as it works. Same thing works on the partnerships. You find the partnership you want to designate out, find your name, and you can even help your partner if you decide to slide them over and drop them where they're going to go. So you can set that up. The tricky part about this one is we do get a few people that drop out of the course. So things change here quite often. But just go ahead and sign up, and then you can email these groups through the inbox here on the side. So it looks like group 3 is already set up, so we'll use them as an example. We'd go to the inbox. It's a change to the Canvas email system. And most of you are going to try and communicate with this. Canvas's email system does really, really poorly with attachments. So if you're trying to show me an image or something, please email me directly. It's a lot easier for me to get your files. I can still kind of work it out a little bit, but if you can, that would be a little easier. So when you are creating it, you click this icon here to email your group. Looks like a little pencil. You would select the course that you're in. So we'll go here with this course. Click on the 2, and you want to go to here's student groups. And that's an open up, and here's our, I can't remember which one it was now. I say it's Tuesday morning. We click there, and then you could then hit all in the group and send group emails through Canvas. So it works really, really slick. Communication is really important in every aspect of teaching and learning, but more importantly in construction. So do communicate with your groups once you figure out where that works, and choose the time. The time's kind of the minimal thing because you can do this through email, through Zoom, through Facebook, through Marco Polo, through whatever app or system you choose as a group is totally fine. We're not limiting you on what you use there. You each have your Zoom accounts in school. So you feel free to use whatever resources you need there. So hopefully that helps a little bit communicating. I gotta go back into the course. This is where it gets scary, because I got all these courses. All right, is there anything you've run across, any of you, that's in the course you'd like some help with? Well, we've got another 40 minutes to go. And yes, it's a really daunting list of announcements. Yeah.
Just before we move on, you said that there was a group activity due soon, and then the next one is week 14.
13. Week
13.
Yeah. Yeah, week 13, 14. It kind of carries over into 14 a little bit.
Okay.
But that's your last assignments due. And here's the thing about that one. That has typically been, for the last 3 semesters, the least completed assignment. And it tends to be the difference for many between an A- and an A, which is really kind of the sad side of that. So hopefully we'll have a little bit better participation in that one. And I know it's hard. You're then be tired by the end of the semester. It's just the way it kind of goes. So it's unfortunate, but yeah. So yeah, there's 2 of those. The first one's kind of fun because you're looking through house plans and making comments, and really I have found that if we teach each other or work together in groups, things are a lot easier. And even though they're not required, I would really encourage you as groups to continue to work together on all the assignments. Most of our assignments are open book, open note. There's nothing in there that says you can't work together as a group of students to help teach each other, especially in this class. We're going to be focusing primarily on the US building code. It's not the US code, the international building codes. Well, that's as international as it's adopted by the countries. And right now it's mostly North America, Central America, half of South America, and about 3 countries in Europe. But that makes it international. Some countries have 0 building codes. Texas chooses not to do most of the building codes here in the United States. So what helps is when we have all of you working together to talk about how is a building built in Taiwan, and how is it built in Nigeria, and how is it built in Ghana, and what does it look like in Russia, and what does it look like in Italy? All of those countries, everything's built a little bit different. And if we share in our group as we go through these assignments the differences, then we start to have a little bit better understanding of how to work together to make things better. And that's always the goal, always to make things better. So hopefully that works. And help people find ways of doing things. So there's a reason why we're all here in a construction course. The best way to improve the standing of the world in general is to provide them a place to live and a place to work, and provide them work to do. And construction does that better than just about anything else. Well, except agriculture. Construction and agriculture are the things that keep the world moving. And you guys are all in great career choices. And you'll learn a lot. So Jeremiah, there are going to be things that we do in America that are just like, are you kidding me? And that's because we like to sue people. We really like to go to court a lot here, and it's made things really complicated. And that's just fine. We should just shake hands and move on, but we don't. So you'll see that a lot. Let's see. I have put in the announcements. You'll see these be about the 3rd post at the start of each unit. They are answers and questions that have been asked in past semesters for everything in that unit. So unit 1 runs through week 3, and there are little tidbits in there that will help you get through assignments. I used to just say I'll just start over, but that's going to be kind of a living document. So the questions you guys are asking in the unit central, help central, will be added to this for next semester, so that eventually you'll be able to go and say, okay, I understand this. And the big one that's coming up this week, how do we read an architectural scale? And that's a lot. Well, even though what is different types of plywood. So there are videos. There is a lot of information in this announcement. They'll happen once each unit. There'll be 4 of them. If anything, take a minute and look through these, look at what lines are being used. There'll always be a Q for question, an A for the answer, and kind of help you move through some of those. This class is all in the Imperial system. There's not one metric assignment in here. So for those of you outside the United States, you are going to have a brain ache for about 2 weeks because it's just all US center. And we're working on fixing that because we are looking internationally. But right now it's all inches and feet. So there's a little bit of explanation about what the difference is between the metric system and the British Imperial system. That might help a few of you. Again, there are usually a couple of things in there to help sort that through. But take some time and look for that announcement especially. That will help you in moving through some of the assignments. So my goal is really to make life easier for you and to be here for you. And I currently have 2 office hours. That one's tomorrow night at 6. I am in the bishopric right now, so we're kind of juggling around young man activities and stake meetings and the immediate emergency meetings that come up. So we'll have a TA next week that will also have an open hour that can answer questions. They'll probably have 3 actually. One of those will be on Saturday. The best thing about Saturday ones is use them for the week following. So you should see week 2 opening up tomorrow for those that like to work ahead. So you can get kind of a head start on things and work as far as you would like on that. But the TA has been through the course and we'll be posting their schedule here probably Monday morning for most of you. So that should help a little bit. Okay, well, there's a pretty big exposure of what's going on. Let's see what else. Can we kind of look through the modules, how they're set up?
Hello, Brother Basket.
Yes.
Yeah. So this question just came to my mind. I wanted to know, I'm taking framing systems and then building information modeling. So I just wanted to know how can I'm just starting new. I don't know any of those stuff, especially with Revit and then SketchUp and all those softwares and programs. I just wanted to know, do they have any connection? Is there any way I can make things simple for myself?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, and let me kind of do this. I'll put in the chat. It'll probably be the easiest way if I can figure out where my chat room went to. Up here.
And I'm finding it difficult to join the chat room too. I saw some message that you gave the tutorials or something, but I couldn't join. I don't know the process, please.
Yeah, let me try and get that to open up here. I'm not sure why it's not opening. There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna send this to right here. Let's send to everybody. So if you're trying to learn Revit, and Revit is a very difficult program to learn, there is tutorials and announcements on Bluebeam already, and those are in the announcements for the Bluebeam tutorials. They're on the Bluebeam website. There's a few on YouTube as well, but for Revit, I use this guy on YouTube. And let me make sure I'm spelling things right. Maybe if I spell right, it would come up right. Wow, I am really not spelling well tonight. I should probably go home. Call today. Fix that. Must be typing backwards. Yes. Okay, so on YouTube, it is Balkan Architect. That is the one that I go to all the time. He has probably a couple 1,000 videos on how to use Revit. And I'm going to go ahead and give you a little, let me hold that up here on the side and see if we can share that with you. So I'm going to stop this share for just a minute and flip that over. And so you get an idea of what Balkan Architect is like. I've been following him for about 4 years. And the reason is he is all his stuff is in metric, but everything's taught in English. So it's a good way to mix the two together. And I kind of like that a lot. So pull his channel up here and we'll share that back to you guys. So here's Balkan Architect. He does several types of training on Revit, but everything he puts up here is free. And you can go in to these videos to get an idea. They're all kind of well labeled. So if you're trying to figure out how to do, something simple, like, none of those are simple. Well, let's find a simple one. Just a beginning overview of Revit, what it is. He has videos on those. Just like kind of scroll down through here to give you an idea of just how many there are. He's been doing these for a very long time. Revit is, like almost all of Autodesk software, slow to change. So if you learn AutoCAD, AutoCAD has not changed in how it works since 1982. It has been the same. And so if I stop using AutoCAD for 5 or 10 years and I go and start using it again, it'll be exactly the same as it was when I left. It just doesn't change. And Revit's becoming like that as well. So you can come in here and look for how to download your software, how to dimension, and this list is very, very long. If you want to do a Revit treehouse, he'll teach you how to make a treehouse. But all these videos are about 20 to 30 minutes. Most of them are less than that. So it's a really good resource. It's a little better than the videos that are put out by Autodesk themselves. So this is my suggestion for that. You can also just do a search for Bluebeam. And right now we're kind of on Bluebeam 2020. And so you can come in here and there's.
Yeah, so for the class, they've made us download Bluebeam already and then SketchUp. So
yes. So we won't be using SketchUp in this one, but you will be using Bluebeam.
okay.
And so that should help quite a bit there, getting everything set up and on there. Bluebeam is really powerful. It is probably one of the best tools to come out. It is also owned as a subsidiary of Autodesk. They bought it about 5 years ago. When I first started using Bluebeam as part of the beta crew that tested it, it's amazing. You can do so much as far as communicating with a contractor.
Is Bluebeam the only thing that we have access with that code that you gave us, or do we have access to any of those other programs?
Just the one.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's because the school has purchased that. There's not a free student version. So the school has purchased those licenses for you, and they purchased them. They purchased 240, and we will probably be really close on not having enough this semester.
Gotcha.
So download quickly before the other sections. Is what I'm saying. On that. So kind of to help you kind of understand kind of what's going on with Bluebeam and why we use it is there are several contractors who don't pick up a piece of paper anymore. It used to be when I started designing that I would do a floor plan or a set of documents. We'd make 40 sets of blueprints. We'd haul them out to the contractor. They'd be stapled up on the walls. They'd be in the trailers. Now I just send them an electronic PDF file. Everybody that needs one, the foreman, the general contractor, everybody has a tablet, or they get around a large format screen TV at the back of someone's truck, and everything's done digitally. And so Bluebeam allows that to happen where we can mark up a drawing, look at things, zoom up on them, discuss them, makes that all very, very easy to do. And so we do like that kind of stuff. So hopefully that works out for you in life in general. But that's kind of how we want to work things a little bit and keep things moving forward. So that's kind of where Bluebeam's at. And Bluebeam should work on a Chromebook. We haven't tried it yet. I haven't tried it yet. But that one should work for those of you who are having the little software issues. So. But Revit will not. Revit is too big and too mathematically driven. So if you're looking to stay in engineering, architecture, construction, get a really good PC laptop, a full laptop, not a notebook, not a tablet. It's got to be a full laptop. That's the only thing that works. It's been that way for a long time. It probably won't change anytime soon. Okay. All righty, gentlemen. Any other questions? We didn't get any girls in here tonight. Nothing. It's all quiet. We should make Colton show us his baby boy. That's what we like. Yes, sir. Go ahead. I think you're still muted there if you're trying to talk. You're mute. Remember your mute's on. Okay, no. All right, gentlemen. In the interest of all things, if you don't have any questions, then you are free to go. These usually I will go as long as you guys need things answered and questions asked. We'll be back here again tomorrow at 7. If you want to stick around and speak privately, we can do that too. But otherwise, we're free to move on. You guys got stuff to do tonight.
Okay, Brother Pascal.
Yes.
Please, from the announcement or some of the module, I made some jokes, and it was saying that like we are required to attend at least 6 lab.
Let me explain that again. So the syllabus has you to attend 8 of these, which is 2 every unit. There's 4 units, so attend 2 meetings. The reality is there are going to be some of you who have been in construction for so long that you really don't want to sit here for an hour that you don't need. So what I'm stating as you get reading and a little closer, if you don't have any questions, and you're welcome to come and just listen to what people have, but if you don't have time or you don't have a need to be in one of the open labs, then the replacement for your participation is to go into the unit help discussion center, answer a question of somebody else. Let them know that it's more than just me answering their questions. It helps to have the class have more of a feel of unity. So each week, actually each unit, there's a unit help center for answering questions and asking questions. Currently, there's about 52 questions that are in there in the last 4 days. That's a lot of questions to answer. And so if you understand what's going on in that week's lesson, go in and answer someone else's, and then you don't have to come to the open office. Does that make sense, Gordon? So you'd rather go on a date than come and look at me. See, he did. So those are all good, and because I know there's things that are going to come up where this is not your priority. Things have come up that you need to do, and I understand that. But I do still want you to be engaged in the course, participating, helping others, and there. And then if you get to Friday to go, man, I wish I would have gone to that because now I've got a lot of questions. I'm still available. You can always email me, send me a note through Canvas. You have my home phone number. You're welcome to call me at home. If you're international, don't do that. That's really, really expensive. But if you need to contact, you can send me an email, and we can do one-on-one Zooms. That's not a problem. To give you an idea of what my day is like, I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning, Salt Lake time, and I am back in bed around 11 o'clock Salt Lake time PM. So my day is pretty long, and that's mainly so I can help. Like in Jeremiah's case, it's morning and I'm just getting ready to go to bed. So if you have questions, I will answer them as soon as I possibly can. Most email I will get answered within an hour if it's a direct email. If it comes through Canvas, it's usually delayed. So it might be a couple of hours there, but it will always be the same day. So it'll always be within 12 hours at the most before you get an answer. I really, really try hard to make sure you get the answers you need. So there's a lot, don't not ask questions. If you have a question, ask it, even if it's not in a Zoom meeting like this. Hopefully that helps. So Gordon, think of this as like your professors on campus, they have open office hours. That's what this is.
Yeah, okay.
But to make you come, I don't feel good about that. That's I've sat in enough Zoom meetings this last year that have no value to me that I don't want to put that to you. I just don't feel good about that. So. Okay. Does that help?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right. Any other questions I can answer?
Yes, Brother Pastor. I have a
Yes.
question. Please, like before I was having an Autodesk account. So it's true that that account that I was able to download those Revit, those software from Autodesk. So now that I'm at BYU, like I'll be giving an email and some, I'll say some ID numbers. So, and when you finish installing Revit, they will ask you to register. Like, should I now register with the BYU account, or how should I make it? Because before, when I was using Revit, like it was cracked. It was not a full version.
Okay. So if you still have your account you had before, you are still able to use that account. If you're, as long as you're a student, your Autodesk software can be renewed every year. If you're opening a new account, then you want to use your BYU credentials for that. Now, if you are coming out of Pathway and you cannot find your official or unofficial transcript, I am working on a fix for that. It's gonna be a little tricky, but there is a way I can do a letter that will help you to send them a letter from me that says you're my student. So if you need that, and I'll be putting an announcement out on that tomorrow, once I make sure I'm legally clear to do that, that we can just do this letter to help you get past the proof of enrollment. Because I think that's kind of what you're running into is to do that, you have to say that you're a student in the United States of BYU-I, not BYU Idaho, BYU-I, USA. Okay. Because if you put down BYU Hungary, I don't think it's Hungary, that doesn't work. BYU doesn't belong there, so it kicks it out. Okay.
Okay.
So hopefully that, but yeah, if you still have an account, stay with that account. That works fine. And you don't have to update. If you've got a working version of Revit, say you're on version 18, that should still work fine for this course. The current one out is Revit 2022, but if you're on Revit 2018, that should still be fine.
I have the 2021.
Okay, then you should be fine. I wouldn't install the new one. I would just go with what you have.
Okay. Thank you.
Good question though, thank you. Hopefully we answered that well. So, all righty, anybody else? A minute there. Jeremiah's thinking about it, I'm not sure. Maybe.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Past it.
Well then, gentlemen, if you think of something later tonight, by all means, send me an email and I will answer it. And then we will move on to the next one. And you guys have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and night, depending on where you are at in our great big blue world, because it is a crazy ride. So have a great day, gentlemen, and we will see you soon.
Thank you so much, Brother Basket.
Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, Brother Basket.
You're very welcome, Colton. Have a good one.
You too.
Okay, let's